This is the Relic Radio Show, old-time radio entertainment still standing the test of time, from relicradio.com. Welcome back to the Relic Radio Show. Thanks for joining me this week. We've got another 60 minutes of radio drama for you today, beginning with Screen Directors Playhouse. We'll hear Yellow Sky, their story from July 15th, 1949. Then from 1979, it's High Adventure. We'll hear an episode from them titled The Redwood Tree.
Oh, waiter.
Yes, sir?
I'll have some sliced chicken, some potato salad, and a bottle of cold Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Yes, sir. Finest beer served anywhere.
From Hollywood, Pabst Blue Ribbon, finest beer served anywhere, proudly presents Screen Directors Playhouse, production Yellow Sky, director William Wellman, star Gregory Peck. The Hollywood Screen Directors present a story written in the Western Sands. The popular motion picture Yellow Sky, starring Gregory Peck, and introduced by the director of the film, Mr. William Wellman. Our guest screen director tonight has created more than individual motion pictures. He has created entertainment for a generation, bringing scores of hours of adventure and drama to the screen as the director of such memorable pictures as Wings, A Star is Born, The Story of G.I. Joe, The Oxbow Incident, and tonight's adventure, Yellow Sky. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. William Wellman.
Thank you. A century ago, the frontiers of the West sounded their siren call to men who were strong and tough and ambitious. And sometimes they were lawless, with a swaggering contempt for justice. Today, the frontier still sounds its call to adventure in the tales of its time and people. We heard that call when we filmed tonight's story. And now here it is for the first time on the air, Yellow Sky, starring Gregory Peck in his original role of Stretch.
In the flat pan of the desert, the ghost town of Yellow Sky hugs the seared brown dust, sinking into its own barren loneliness to escape the sun. In the deserted quiet, nothing lives, nothing stirs, until...
Grandpa! Grandpa! There's men coming! 5 men coming across the desert!
Stretch, I can't go on.
Keep going.
Bull Run's right. What's the use? There's nothing but desert. No water for 2 days. The horse is useless.
Keep going. There's an end to this sand somewhere.
You find it for us, Stretch. You got us out here.
Hold on. Stop. Now listen to me. Dude, Lengthy, Bull Run, Walrus. Nobody forced you to come. Could have stayed on the other side of this desert. Let the army troops hang you for bank robbers.
Or maybe it would have been better than this.
Then maybe you should have stayed, Lengthy.
You're the boss, Stretch. You're the leader. This was your idea.
That's right, dude. Now, come on.
Stretch. Up there on the rise. Look behind you.
There's nothing but sand.
I saw her, all right. A woman with a rifle. Atop that rise.
Bull Run's going crazy.
Oh, he ain't all that crazy, not yet. I'm having a look up there.
Look at Lengthy. Wetting his lips and nothing to wet 'em with. Just thinking about that woman.
Lengthy's a ladies' man, Walrus. Me, I'm a gambler. And being a gambler, I'll just bet that Stretch gets first call on anything we come across. Money, water, or woman. Ain't that right, Lengthy?
Oh, he ain't so tough. Someday I'm gonna...
Oh, no, you won't, Lengthy. Stretch is smart, and you're not. You won't do anything.
Yeah? What about you, dude?
That's different. I'm smart. Maybe smarter.
Look, Stretch is waving at us.
Come on. There's a town. There's a town over here. Yeah, there's a town, all right.
You sure picked a good one, Stretch. A dead one, a ghost town.
Water. There ain't no water.
Shut up!
There's a sign. Yellow sky. Fastest growing town in the territory.
It's a fitting place to die, isn't it?
Nobody's gonna die. We'll keep going.
Stretch. There she is, the girl.
What do you want? What are you doing here?
I'll put up your gun. We don't mean no harm.
Where'd you come from?
Across the sink. We need water. Bad.
What are you running away from?
Oh, we want water, ma'am, not talk.
Well, there's a spring here, between those two buildings.
You hear that? There's water.
Water?
Come on, Bull Run. Get on your feet. You ain't gonna die now.
Go on, drink. But stay away from my house. I told you to stay away from here.
Well, I just wanted to pay you a friendly visit. Thank you and your grandpa for the grub.
You would have taken it anyway.
That's right. Yeah, we're used to taking what we want. Now, why do you always have to be toting that rifle around?
I don't trust you.
Well, you can trust me, but them others, they're talking about you, saying how pretty you are. Wouldn't trust them.
Animals. You're all animals.
Now, that Lengthy, he's going to come prowling around. A girl like you, you're sort of a challenge to a fella like him.
You get out of here, I'm going to shoot you.
I don't like women who act so high and mighty. I think I'd better take that toy away from me.
Outlaw, you dirty outlaw!
Hit me. Why, you
Young fella, I wouldn't go stirring up no trouble with that girl.
Oh, that's quite a punch she's got there. Come in mighty handy when she gets married.
Oh, Mike's as tough as a pine knot. I ought to know. I'm a grandpa.
Mike, huh? Well, you taught her good.
Yeah, me and the Apaches.
Apaches?
Oh, fine people, supposing you understand them.
Any of them around here?
Oh, from time to time. Now, you run along, young fella. If you and your friends need anything else before you hit the trail, you come and tell me.
Yeah, sure we will. Be seeing you.
Grandpa, what you treating them so nice for?
I know what I'm doing. Fight them, and right away they get suspicious. You just leave this to me, Mike.
Get the horses. We're pushing on. I said move. We're leaving.
Dude's got other ideas.
What kind of ideas?
Gold.
Here? You're crazy.
It doesn't make sense. The old man and the girl living here alone. I've been looking around. Found half a dozen cradles and a big sluice box down there in the canyon.
That's abandoned junk just like everything else around here.
There's a shack there, too. Patchy's been living in it. I could smell him. Strong as a fox's den.
Now, there's too much money laying around in banks for us to be worrying about any little dab these people got.
Maybe it ain't so little.
That's for me to decide.
Dude's doing some deciding, too, Stretch.
You figure you're the boss now, dude?
Personally, I don't care who's boss. As long as we get that gold.
That's the way we all feel.
All right. Supposing they got gold. I'm the one that's saying how we'll get it.
Now you're talking.
Maybe I ought to have a little talk with the girl alone.
Keep your hands off her, Lengthy. We don't want no trouble like that.
Oh, that ain't no trouble.
I'm warning you, all of you. Leave the girl alone. Now, let's see about that gold.
Don't suppose there's no use telling you fellas we ain't got no gold.
Well, somehow we wouldn't believe you, Grandpa.
Thieves. I should have shot you when you came.
Soon, I guess you'll be twisting my arm. Well, I don't want that. I might as well tell you.
You're a smart man, Grandpa.
Yellow Sky was a silver town. Silver petered out. Mike and me, we figured there might be gold. Moved in when the others left. And we struck it all right.
Where is it?
Gold's a mighty dangerous thing when you want it just for greed. We was going to reopen the town with it.
Oh, we ain't so greedy. We'll make a deal, supposing there's enough for all of us.
Now, what kind of a deal was you figuring on?
50-50. We'll split.
Well, that sounds fair enough, seeing as how things are.
How much? How much is there?
Counting the dust, about 50,000, maybe.
50,000?
Grandpa, don't tell him no more.
Where is it?
Cast in the mouth of that old silver mine on the hill. When we seen you coming, we knocked out a few of the timbers. It's buried now. You'll have to dig for it.
Like I said, Grandpa, you're real smart. You made a right good deal.
Evening, ma'am.
I'm telling you, stay away from me.
Oh, now, is that any way to talk to a man who's been digging hard for gold all day? Why, lots of girls would be glad to have Link to come calling.
Leave me alone. I'm going in the house.
Not yet, you ain't. You're staying with me for a while.
Let go of me!
You just ain't used to men.
Lengthy!
Huh?
Leave her go!
You don't own me, Stretch. I got a right to come call.
Leave her go.
Ah, she ain't worth nothing anyways.
I told you no one was to bother the girl. And keep your hands away from that gun.
I wasn't.
I know you wasn't. Now get out of here.
All right, Stretch. This time.
You all right?
I guess so. Thanks.
Oh, wait a minute. Where are you going?
Inside with Grandpa. He's worried sick.
About what?
Running off with all the gold and leaving us nothing.
I gave him my word, didn't I? I made a deal.
The word of an outlaw.
Look, I come from good people. Maybe I ain't no angel. Seems like I always been chasing or being chased. Now, that's the only way I know. Brought up on the frontier, my ma was killed by Indians, my old man shot down in a gunfight.
They'd be real proud of you, wouldn't they?
Well, all I know is they taught me to stick by my word, and I'm sticking to our deal. I swear that on my ma's memory.
Maybe you're telling the truth.
Before you go in.
No. You're just like the other one. Let me go.
Now you can go. If you want.
Oh.
Say, you're kind of enjoying it.
I shouldn't have let you touch me. I shouldn't have.
Hello, Stretch.
Dude, what are you doing here?
Just looking. That's going to a lot of trouble, isn't it? All that swearing and promising just to get one female.
She believes me. She's crazier than I figured. Come on. We got a lot more digging to do tomorrow.
You are listening to Screen Director's Playhouse production of Yellow Sky, starring Gregory Peck with Gloria Blondell, and introduced by the director of the film, Mr. William Wellman. You are in Chicago. The elevated trains are roaring overhead. You, collar soggy and shirt sticking to your back, step out onto the boiling pavement. Underfoot, the hot tar bends like rubber. Whew, what a scorcher. and no relief in sight. Wait a minute. What's that little blue sign in the window? Oh, brother. Pabst Blue Ribbon. Finest beer served anywhere. Yes, during these hot July days, you're just one of millions of men all over America to whom that Pabst Blue Ribbon sign means welcome relief. For Pabst Blue Ribbon does something more than quench your thirst. It gives you taste. Blue Ribbon taste. The kind of taste you can't get anywhere else in the world except in that Pabst Blue Ribbon bottle. And fortunately, you can get that Blue Ribbon bottle all over the world. Yes, you hear it everywhere. In Chicago, and Cheyenne, and Charlestown, and Chattanooga. Pabst Blue Ribbon. Finest beer served anywhere. Your taste will tell you why. Now, back to our Screen Director's production of Yellow Sky, starring Gregory Peck.
Come on. Them shovels ain't for leaning.
Well, the sun don't help none. Don't know as the digging's worth it.
We get this gold, Walrus. We won't have to work no more.
Oh, wait. Almost got the mouth of the mine clear.
Maybe they're lying to us. Maybe there ain't no gold here.
They ain't lying. We made a deal.
That's a laugh. Us giving them a 50-50 split.
Where's Dude? That's what I'd like to know. Us working our guts out.
He ain't no hand at working. He's nosing around town somewhere.
If we get this boulder pried out, the rest of the dirt ought to fall away.
Yeah.
Come on. Brace your shovels under it.
All right. Here.
Now.
Yeah.
She's open now.
Come on. Let's get that gold. Here it is. We got it.
Sacks of it. Stretch. Sacks of gold.
Come out of there. Come out of the mine.
Look at it shine.
I said come out of there.
What's the matter with you? You'd think you wasn't interested.
Look. Look what's coming.
Oh, it's just a sandstorm.
No wind blowing.
Listen.
Them's horses.
Holy Moses. Apaches.
That's what it looks like. They're heading for town. Well, I guess the old man ain't as loony as we figured.
That sneaking girl. Her and the old buzzard said the Apaches was friends of theirs.
There must be about 40 or 50 of them.
Where you reckon Dude's at?
He's probably hiding out in town. I aim to find out what's up. It's almost sundown. As soon as it's dark, I'm sneaking into town.
What about us?
Well, these rocks around the mouth of the cave make a good natural fort. Just don't go wandering around.
Stretch must be right in the middle of them Apache devils by now.
Look at their fires. Must be camp by the springs.
What's that?
Something's crawling over there.
Don't shoot. It's me, Dude.
What's the idea of scaring us half to death?
I've been down in Yellow Sky. Where's Stretch?
In the town, seeing what he can find out.
Oh, is that what he told you? You simple fools. Can't you see he sold you out?
Stretch wouldn't do a thing like that.
Suppose I told you Stretch and the girl were putting their heads together last night. Talking. Planning.
Him and the girl, huh?
Yeah, Stretch wants that gold and he's not splitting it any more ways than he has to.
I ain't worried about the gold so much as I'm worried about my hide.
Then if you want to live, Walrus, you better move up on the ridge with me. You got you planted down here so those Apaches can move in and get you anytime they want.
How does Dude know? How does he know what Stretch is doing?
Stretch is down in the town, isn't he? Figure it out for yourselves. Now, fellas, let's get...
Stretch.
You've got a surprise visitor. Quite a powwow going on out there.
Apaches. They're our friends.
All right, turn them loose on us. Some of your great friends are going to get killed, too.
You'd think we'd turn the Apaches loose on you? On our own people?
You sent for them, didn't you?
The truth is, we didn't know them Indians were within 50 miles of here.
What are they doing in Yellow Sky?
Well, seems they've been having some sort of trouble back on the reservation and was out to kill. I told them if they'd go back peaceable, I'd talk to the Indian agent myself, try to get the troubles took care of.
Oh, what about us?
I told him you was working for me.
You can't understand that, can you?
Well, why did he tell him that?
Because my grandfather wants to keep a lot of people from being killed. Even people like you.
Oh. Well, is it all right if I wait here until daylight?
Yes, you can wait. They'll be gone by morning. Then you can go back and steal our gold.
But I told you last night...
I'm sorry about last night. I'm ashamed of myself.
What are you fellas doing up here in the ridge? I told you to wait at the mine.
We know, but Dude here...
I'm still giving the orders, not Dude.
We'll talk about that later. What about the Indians?
They're gone. The old man told them to move out.
For good?
For good.
And I think we better load up and start moving.
First, I want to get one thing straight. Our deal with the old man.
Well, what about it?
The old man played square. Sent those Apaches back to the reservation. If he hadn't, we'd all be laying around now making bones. So whether you like it or not, we're going to give them their share. Like we promised.
Look, Stretch, we've been friends. Why can't we talk it over? Like this.
You got him, dude. He's rolling down the hill.
No, he ain't got him. Just winged him. He's ducked behind that rock.
Well, he can't stay there forever. We'll get him when he runs for cover. That'll keep him down while we flank him. Get down!
That ain't Stretch's gun.
It's the girl.
Stretch! Come on down. I'll give you cover.
That little rattlesnake.
When this is over, I'm going to take care of her all by myself.
He's getting away.
They'll head for the house.
Then why don't we just load up and get out?
Yeah? And spend the rest of our days waiting for Stretch to stick a gun in our backs?
Lengthy's right. When we leave Yellow Sky, we won't be worrying about meeting up with Stretch again.
You see anything from the back window, Mike?
Nothing.
Nothing on this side.
Well, it's been dark for nearly 2 hours. They'll be coming soon.
Yeah, it's mighty quiet out there. Maybe they left.
Dude might want to leave. He's just gold crazy. But Lengthy, he's got other things on his mind.
Mike?
Yeah, Mike. Here they are.
Stretch! Stretch, are you listening?
That's Dude.
We don't want you gunning for us the rest of our lives, Stretch. And we know if we have a shootout, some of us are going to get hurt. So we'll do what you wanted. We'll split with the girl and the old man.
Just hand me that gray blanket over there.
Here it is.
Oh, this rolls up about the size of a man. Keep back. I'm going to open the door.
Stretch, don't.
Keep your eye peeled and shoot for their gun flashes. Oh, that suits me, Dude. Hold your fire. I'm coming out. Well, that sure is one shot-up blanket.
Hey, dude! Yeah? I've got Stretch at the door. He was a settled target.
Good work, Lengthy. Where are you? I can't see you.
Over here. Help!
What's happening out there?
Well, it sounds like Dude took a shot at Lengthy.
Hey, lady. It's me, Walrus.
What do you want?
I got Bull Run with me. He's bleeding something awful.
Tell him to come in.
Bring him in. And come slowly.
Get in here.
Stretch. We thought Lengthy got you.
Not this time.
Put him down. Here.
Stretch, I'm hurt, Stretch.
I'm sorry, kid. Walrus, what's happening out
Yeah,
there?
they think they killed you. Then Dude, he took a shot at Lengthy. Guess he figured Lengthy might want too much of the gold, but he only winged him.
Where are they now?
Dude lit out for the barn where we left the gold.
And Lengthy?
Following him.
Stretch, where are you going?
Out to the barn. I don't want Lengthy and Dude killing each other. That's a pleasure I'm saving for myself.
Oh, Stretch, you can't. There's two of them. They'll...
Leave him go, Mike. Right now, you got a patient to tend to.
Ma'am. Stretch, He wanted to split with you. Dude wanted it all. We listened to Dude.
You shouldn't talk.
Don't make no difference now.
He said he came from good folks. Proud of it. I guess he ain't really bad. Not like the others.
He ain't listening, ma'am.
Stretch! Stretch! Stretch!
Oh, if I didn't know better, I'd say you was kind of concerned.
Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm all right. They ain't. Here. Take this.
It's your gun.
I'm through with it, Mike.
Through?
Oh, what good's a gun in yellow sky? There ain't nothing left to shoot.
You're gonna stay?
If you and Grandpa let me.
Grandpa! Grandpa, Stretch! He's all right. We're coming in.
Yeah, Grandpa. Hot up the coffee. We're coming in.
You have just heard the last act of Yellow Sky. In a moment, our star, Gregory Peck, and our screen director, William Wellman, will return to the microphone. Hollywood is supposed to be a town of tinsel and glamour. But all that chi-chi you read about is nothing but a publicity front. Actually, most of the movie stars are home-loving folks just like you and me, who get their greatest pleasures from simple things. Sitting in the backyard with friends and neighbors. Cooking hamburgers on a charcoal grill. Serving cold bottles of Pabst Blue Ribbon beer. Everything in perfect taste. Blue Ribbon taste. And it's that Blue Ribbon taste that makes this internationally famous beer so popular here in Hollywood and all over America. Yes, you hear it everywhere. In Boston's famous seafood restaurants, in Minnesota's beautiful lakeside resorts, in Ohio's friendly roadside inns. Pabst Blue Ribbon. Finest beer served anywhere. Your taste will tell you why. Next week on Screen Directors Playhouse, Pabst Blue Ribbon Beer presents for the first time on the air Casbah, starring Tony Martin and Marta Torrin. And now, here again is the star of tonight's play, Gregory Peck.
Thanks very much. But the actual star of the Screen Directors Playhouse is the director himself. So here's the man who was really responsible for putting Yellow Sky on the screen, Director Bill Wellman.
Thanks, Greg. It's always a thrill for a director to hear his picture turned into radio fare. But tonight's broadcast of Yellow Sky was more than an exciting experience. It brought back some scorching memories. I mean those blazing days on location under a sun that was fine for movies, but awfully uncomfortable for movie makers. So if for a few minutes my temperature zoomed, it's because of a grand performance by Gregory Peck and an excellent cast. Thank you, and good night.
And good night to you, William Wellman and Gregory Peck. Tonight, before you go to bed, tie a blue ribbon around your finger. An imaginary blue ribbon, of course, just to remind you that tomorrow is the beginning of another glorious weekend. 2 whole days to relax. Don't forget to buy a good supply of Pabst Blue Ribbon beer. Finest beer served anywhere. Your taste will tell you why. Yellow Sky was presented through the courtesy of 20th Century Fox, shortly releasing Slattery's Hurricane, starring Linda Darnell and Richard Widmark, and You're My Everything, starring Ann Baxter and Dan Daly. Screen director William Wellman's latest picture is the MGM production Battleground. Included in tonight's cast were Gloria Blondell as Mike, with Paul Frees, Jack Edwards, Wally Mayer, Ken Christie, Sam Edwards, and Dan Riss. Yellow Sky, based on the novel by W.R. Burnett, was adapted for radio by Richard Allen Simmons, and original music was composed and conducted by Henry Russell. Screen Directors Playhouse was produced by Howard Wiley, with dramatic direction by Bill Karn. Portions of the program were transcribed. Listen again next week when Pabst Blue Ribbon Beer presents Screen Directors Playhouse, production Casbah, director John Barry, stars Tony Martin, Marta Toran. Screen Directors Playhouse is brought to you by the Pabst Brewing Company of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Peoria, Illinois, and Newark, New Jersey, and sent your way with the best wishes of the Pabst Blue Ribbon dealers from coast to coast. James Wallington speaking.
This is NBC, the National Broadcasting Company.
Adventure. Tonight's story by Norman Partington is entitled The Redwood Tree.
Well, there it is. Straight in the line of sight. Unavoidable. Want to take a look-see through the theodolite, Mr. Harris?
I wouldn't dispute the word of the surveyor, Wilson, but I'd like to see for myself. Now, where's the focusing knob?
No, it's already in focus. All you have to do is look through it.
Yeah? Yeah, I've got it. Just where the shoulder of the road would come. Devil of a size, ain't it? Hey, Fletcher, you seen this?
Yeah, I've seen it, Mr. Harris. Not to worry. We'll take it down all right. A day to lop the tops off, and 2 days for the base cutting, and, 4 days to saw up the carcass and clear it away. It might take a few days to get the roots clear.
Seems a pity. That tree must have stood there for hundreds of years.
2,000 years would be a fair estimate, Mr. Harris.
So speaks our landscape gardener, eh, Smith?
Landscape designer, though gardener at heart. And I agree with you. It would be a pity for...
Pity nothing. We got a contract to push this road through northern California up into Oregon, and no redwood, giant or otherwise, is going to stand in the way. Swish, and down it'll come.
Your heart is like your machines, Fletcher. Just a metal pump. You see in your path a tree, a redwood, as you call it, but actually a Sequoia sempervirens, the oldest living things on Earth, plants where Cleopatra was a little girl. And this particular one looks like the granddaddy of them all. I'd say it's 200 feet high and probably 28 feet in diameter at the base.
So right. Then I'll tip my hat to it before I cut it down.
Assuming it will let you cut it down.
Assuming what? You off your nuts, Smith. It's just a tree, isn't it? And we got axes, power saws, bulldozers, dynamite if need be. And what gives? Just 2 little days and that dear old redwood will be lying prostrate, ready for trimming and carting away.
Maybe. But the Indians consider it a sacred tree with strange powers. Used to be worshipped at one time. Made a mild objection 3 days ago, and one of the loggers nearly had his fingers taken off when he was trying out a new accident.
Man, you get the nuttiest ideas. It was an accident.
You're an Indian too, aren't you, Smith?
4/5. Plus 1/5 enterprising Anglo-Saxon. Actually, my ancestors came from around these parts, between northern California and Oregon.
Well, how come Tom Smith? That's no Indian name.
Forked tongue of pale-face, no get-round Indian name. Hence, my parents decided that even the Americans would have no difficulty with Tom Smith.
Right, that's enough jawing. Let's get moving. We've a road to build.
Right.
Fletcher, collect your equipment and start work on that tree.
Okay.
We should reach that point in 2 weeks from now. You other two come with me in the trailer caravan.
Right, you are.
We can manage 3 at the front. Come along now. Let's get going. All right. Go. As a surveyor, Wilson, do you think it's possible to make a slight shift to avoid cutting down that tree?
Not a chance, Mr. Harris. You'd probably need an act of Congress for a couple of inches deviation. I shouldn't let Big Chief Tom Smith worry you too much.
This Big Chief isn't worrying. Just dismayed.
I think me, too. And the tree's been standing there for 2,000 years. Well, seems a crime somehow to think of cutting it down.
I never thought I'd hear Construction Chief Gregor Harris getting sentimental. I heard you once blasted a mountain apart to put a road through.
Earth and rocks are not trees. Just pull over there.
There we are.
There it is, Fletcher, in its full glory. How are you going to tackle it?
Well, I'll send up a couple of tree jacks, and they'll take the top 50 feet off. And then they'll move down and take off another 50 feet and so on.
Lop off 50 feet up there with a tree that thickness?
You know, the trouble with you surveyors is you ain't got no practical sense. Tree jacks don't use axes and something this size. They got portable power saws. We just haul them up to the top, set them in position, and switch on. Takes less time in cutting through than in getting them into position.
Mr. Harris, in all seriousness, I wish you would reconsider. This kind of tree has a mystique for Indians. They're not going to take its destruction any too kindly. And there's an Indian village near here.
Sorry, Smith, but it's got to come down. Go ahead, Fletcher.
Right, Mr. Harris. Okay, boys, get that stuff over here.
Right.
You two tree jacks shinny up the tree. You got your spike nose boots on?
Yeah.
That's good. We'll get up there and make an inspection. Throw down a light cord when you've found a spot, and we'll haul up the power saw. You just watch that first one, huh?
Hold it.
Where did you spring from, mister? Hey there. I don't take kindly to having a shotgun pointed at me.
Have no fear. The gun will not be used unless you try to harm that tree.
Harm that? What goes on here? Who are you? Are you one of the locals?
He's a full-blooded Indian, Mr. Harris. Take him at his word.
That tree belongs to us, and you may not harm it. Too many big trees have already been cut down. Our land is bare of them, but this one shall stay.
Now, don't try anything crazy. You're not going to risk murder just for the sake of a tree. Now, why don't you put down that gun and push off back to your village, and we'll forget we ever saw you.
Yeah, the Americans would like to forget they ever saw the Indian. Look around you and see what you have done to our land.
Oh, now, this is getting ridiculous. It's like something out of a bad movie. Well, okay, then. If you want to keep it as a bad movie, then we signal for the 7th Cavalry. Smith, get over to my caravan, transmit a call to road headquarters, and ask them to get a squad car up here.
Yes, sir.
Now, look, it's been half an hour since we made that call. The police will be here soon. Now, let's settle this thing before they come. Now, you know I've no authority to take the road anywhere except where the plans say. We don't like the idea of cutting down that redwood, but for Pete's sake, it's in our way, and it's got to come down. So, are you going to kill me?
Take an axe to this tree and you will know the answer to that question, road boss. This tree belongs to my village, my people. It is the last of the...
Hey there, Indian boy, take it easy with that gun. What in tarnation goes on here?
Policeman, come no closer if you want this boss man to live.
You darn fool, you want to commit murder? Well, take a look at my patrol car. 2 of my boys got Winchesters aiming straight at you. You'd be dead the minute I give the word. Now be sensible and drop that gun.
I do not mind dying, but the boss man here will not like to die.
This is crazy. You want to kill somebody just for a tree?
Just for a tree. And for a principle.
Heck, Mr. Harris. This has got me beat. I could have this guy killed with a snap of the fingers, but think of what the press would... Oh, boy, and here they are now. Cameras to the front. Look, hey, you guys, look, get out of here. Hey, can't you see we got trouble over here?
Hey, Smith, while they're distracted, get behind the tree. There's a bullhorn there that Fletcher used to talk to the tree jacks when they're up the tree. Yeah? Switch it on full and boom something out.
Beat it, you guys. This is a private argument.
The police seem to fear the press more than they do the criminals, Mr. Bossman.
I don't think that any publicity this gets is going to save that tree, or your neck if you use that gun.
Right. Hey, I got him. Grab his gun now. Oh, okay. Hold him down. I'll get the cuffs on him.
So, you think that once more a trick has defeated the Indian, but you think wrong. It has defeated only me. The Sequoia still stands, and there are no tricks that you know powerful enough to defeat it.
Well, take him away. A few months in jail will cool him down.
Thanks, Sergeant. That was a near thing, but I'd rather not press charges against him. Especially now the press have got hold of the story.
Oh, you don't need to press charges, Mr. Harris. The police will do that. We can't have gun-toting Indians threatening to blow people's heads off each time they cut down a tree.
The Holy Sequoia will defeat you in the end, boss man. You will never cut it down. It has power you will know about. Leave it before it destroys you all.
Thanks, Smith. That was a bright idea of yours and Wilson's. And I never want to come so close to death again.
I just hope you're doing the right thing, Mr. Harris.
Now, look, Smith, I'm getting a bit tired of this. Fletcher, get on with the job.
Right, Mr. Harris. Okay, you tree jacks, start climbing.
Yeah.
Now, when you get to the top 50 feet, drop your cord to hold up the power saw.
Power saw rig?
Yeah.
Hey, watch those electric cables. Don't twist too much. Drag it over the branch on your left, huh? To your left, right?
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Poor old Sequoia. They are indeed spirits inside you. Now is the time to accept your fate with calm resignation.
Saw in position. I'm switching on power now.
How long for the first topping, Fletcher?
Oh, about half an hour. It's so thick, even up there, they'll have to take 3 cuts at it. Redwoods aren't so easy to cut, but we should, Oh, for Pete's sake! Quick! One of the tree jacks!
How's that other tree jack?
He's all right. We got him down.
Well, the ambulance should be here soon. Now, let me lace that coffee with a bit of brandy. You look as if you need it. Here, steady on. Your hand's shaking like the devil.
Well, I just can't believe it, Mr. Harris. I had checked the motor, the dynamo, the whole machine. I inspected the power cables and the saw. They were perfect. Perfect.
I suppose there'll be an inquest, Mr. Harris?
Yeah, there'll have to be, Wilson. Has Smith come back yet?
Hey, just coming in the caravan now. How'd it go, Smith?
I've just been talking to the other tree jack. He said there was nothing wrong with the machine. They'd set it up and started sawing. Things were going quite normal when suddenly his mate slapped at his face just as if a wasp had stung his cheeks. He'd upset his balance of the saw he was holding. Well, it slipped down onto the power cable. It had cut through it in a second. It shorted. He was electrocuted. Dead, even before he fell from the tree. The Sequoia seems to have claimed its first victim.
Now, don't talk such rot, Smith. Next thing you'll be claiming there's a juju on it or something.
That's what my ancestors have believed for centuries. And it seems it's what the local Indians still believe.
You're a man with a college degree, Smith. Surely you don't subscribe to this kind of superstition?
You know, Wilson, I'd like to scoff and put it down as so much primitive nonsense. But that 4/5 Indian blood in me warns me otherwise.
Do you realize what that Sequoia's cost us so far?
Yeah.
One man with a finger lopped off. Another man dead. An Indian facing several months in jail. $3,000 in broken equipment. 2 days lost work. Don't you think I'd be justified?
No, you wouldn't. You'd simply be fired in return, and another construction boss would come in on the job and rip out the tree. You'd be cutting your own throat for nothing.
I know. We're having another go at it in the morning. Fletcher's decided to abandon the technique of topping, and he's going to attack the base of the trunk direct.
I've moved up the big bandsaw, Mr. Harris. It's going to be a long job to get through 28 feet. We're making 4 cuts, 1 from each side. Because no bandsaw could ever get through that thickness with 1 cut.
I won't ask if you've checked the equipment, Fletcher.
Checked and double-checked. There isn't a screw on the big machine I haven't examined.
All right. Go ahead.
Generator, start up! Well, that's working all right. Start up tractor motor! Raise saw blade to height of 6 feet. Right. Now take it easy now. Tractor move forward to take first bite. Slowly. Easy does it. Right. Pressure on saw. Into tree.
Well, it seems to be biting all right. How long do you think, Fletcher? An hour?
An hour. More like 3 hours for the first cut. And then we'll move all the equipment to the side. Hammer in wedges and start the second cut.
Hey, 30 minutes sawing, and it's only cut in 9 inches. The sequoia's hard wood, Wilson.
Harder than that, Smith. These bandsaws will cut through them. I've even tried them on lignum vitae, the hardest wood in the world. And you know... Cut the power! Cut the power!
Mr. Harris, I beg you. It's claimed its third victim. That bandsaw cut through Johnson, the operator.
I saw it, Smith. You needn't go into details.
I apologize. But as the man responsible for redesigning the landscape adjacent to the road, I could easily make a feature of the tree if you'd only deviate a mere 80 feet to the west. And at this stage, that's not impossible.
Darn you, no! Fletcher!
Yes, Mr. Harris?
Is the ambulance gone?
Yeah, a few minutes ago.
But what in tarnation caused that accident?
Smith will probably say the tree's evil spirits. But the real cause was a fluke. When the tree jack was electrocuted and fell down from the top... You know those long metal spikes they wear in the toes of their boots? Well, in falling, this was jammed into the base of the tree and torn off. It wasn't noticed because it had happened after I'd made my first inspection of the tree trunk. And when the bandsaw cut into it, zing! A blade snapped and whipped around on the operator.
Can't you see the omens, Mr. Harris?
For the last time, keep your darn mouth shut, Smith. Fletcher, I want that tree down tomorrow. Blast the base of it with dynamite and blow it over.
Ouch. I'm gonna need about 15 sticks, Mr. Harris. And then we'll have to notify the police and get them to clear the immediate area.
Then notify the police and get the dynamite prepared. A ring explosion around the trunk will kill once and for all Smith's superstitions. Hey, what goes on out there?
40 of them at least. Women and children as well, all patiently sitting in a ring around the tree. Must have taken up positions before dawn broke.
Oh, heavens, not again. I just couldn't face it. I'd better notify the police and have them shoo them away. Yeah, that coffee, Wilson.
Yeah?
Nip of brandy in it, please.
Yeah, that other Indian was a tough one. But I got a feeling this is going to be tougher.
Why? They're not armed, are they?
Well, not so far as I can see. Yeah, let me borrow your binoculars.
Huh? Here.
Thanks. No, they ain't armed. About 4 men and the rest women and children. Just sitting there impassively all around the tree. Hey, you know something? 4 cars of reporters drawing up. TV news cameras as well.
Oh, no. What have I done to deserve this? All I want to do is get on with my job and build a road. Oh, wait till I get my pants on and I'll go out and have a powwow with them. Oh, you better get on the radio telephone, notify headquarters. It'll have to be the blasted police again. All right, Smith. I know what you're going to tell me. I've seen your red Indians on the ruddy warpath. I'm just setting up my Gatling gun.
It's more serious than you imagine, Mr. Harris.
Now, look, Smith. In a few minutes, the police will be here, and your dear red Indian squaws and whatever will be gently moved on. Nobody's going to hurt them.
We are not going to hurt them. But they're going to hurt themselves to save that tree.
Oh, balderdash. If they don't go when they're told to, the police will just pick them up and gently move them away.
Come outside, Mr. Harrison. Bring your binoculars with you.
Let me tie my boots first.
How do you see her, Mr. Harris?
No, not yet. There's some leaves and branches. Yeah, there she is. Halfway up the tree.
Now focus very sharply and tell me what you see.
Uh-huh. I see a young woman. An Indian woman, she looks like. Standing on a branch halfway up the sequoia. She's got a... Smith! What the heck?
Now you can see her quite clearly.
There's a rope around a branch above her. She got a noose around her neck.
She's not dead.
No, she's not dead. But with the slightest movement, she soon would be.
Oh, they're crazy, the whole lot of them.
I've been up to them, and they won't say a word to me. They just sit there looking into space.
They all speak English, don't they, Smith? Of course. The national language of America. Didn't you know, Mr. Harris?
Now, don't be flippin', Smith. Now, look. Do you still speak their local lingo?
Yeah, quite fluently. Are you deputizing me to powwow with them?
Yeah, and don't be so darn smart. See what gives. And tell them to get that woman down. Wilson, do you think we ought to summon a fire brigade or something?
It'd take half an hour for the nearest one to get here, and that woman only needs half a second to walk into space and into eternity. Now it's up to Smith to see what he can do.
Try to keep back the reporters and photographers, Mr. Harris. And I'll go alone to them. I'll try to persuade them. But knowing my people, they won't be persuaded.
Please, not again. My great-granddaddy fought in the Indian Wars, but I thought we'd smoked the pipe of peace since then.
Here's the binocular, Sergeant. Here, take a look. Halfway up the tree.
Right. Morning, Sergeant. Mr. Harris, I've had a word with the leader of them. And we have two options.
Go on.
First, we take our road round the tree and leave the sequoia untouched.
On the second?
That we move on them and on the tree, and the young woman will step into space and hang herself.
Man, if she did that, we could never get up that tree fast enough to save her.
True. They know it.
Did they tie her up there?
No. She climbed up quite willingly. You can see she's not tied up. Just the noose loosely around her neck.
A woman willing to commit suicide for
a tree that means something to the people. And the woman, incidentally, is the wife of the Indian you arrested. She feels she has nothing to lose except her life.
There's about 40 cameras up there focused on the tree. And they got 2 television crews. Well, Mr. Harris, the ball's in your court. What are you going to do?
I'll tell you what I'm going to do, Sergeant. I'm going to order you to shift those people, and then I'm going to blast that tree down.
And then now hold on there, Mr. Harris. This thing's kind of getting over my head. I think I'm going to have to report back to the station and get some clearance before I start making rushes on them Indians. I ain't hankering to have a suicide on my conscience.
The sequoia is now out for blood, Mr. Harris.
If you mention that kind of pulp again, Smith, I'll just about strangle you.
It'll be unnecessary, Mr. Harris. For the person your actions are about to strangle already has a noose about her neck. Use some sense, Harris. And some humanity.
Sergeant, remove those people. I've got a job to do.
Then let the responsibility be on your head, Mr. Harris. Come on, boys. Move on the redskin.
That's the radio telephone. I'll answer it. Yeah, Wilson here. The surveyor. No, he's just left. What? They who? Hold on, I'll try and get him. Hey, Mr. Harris, urgent. Is the governor on the telephone?
Coming. Yes, sir. Harris here. Yes, sir. No, we were going to... Yeah, she's still in the tree. No, we haven't... Yet. Yes, sir, I understand. Yes, sir, right away. About 100 feet west. Yes, sir. Bye, sir. Smith! Sergeant! Hold everything! Hold it! Sergeant!
Here's the loud hailer, Mr. Harris.
Smith! Sergeant! Stop! Don't do anything! The governor has told us to divert the road. The tree will be left alone. Smith, tell them that. The tree will be left alone.
That was a near squeak. The police had started moving forward when we heard you.
The girl, did they get her down safely?
She's down. And she's safe, Mr. Harris.
And you told her?
Yeah, I told her that the governor had ordered her husband to be freed, and that no charges would be pressed.
Wow, I must have been out of my mind. Anyway, let's get this road built. I must admit, Smith, that sequoia's got some pretty powerful spirits looking after it.
Plus 1/4 Indian with crest enough to alert the state governor.
High Adventure is produced by Henry Diffenthal.
This has been the Relic Radio Show. I hope you enjoyed today's stories. You can find more from the Screen Directors Playhouse, High Adventure, past episodes of the Relic Radio Show, all the other podcasts, and everything else Relic Radio at the website, relicradio.com. If you'd like to help support this and all of those shows, visit donate.relicradio.com or click on the donate link in the main menu on the website. Your support makes all of this possible. Thank you to those who have helped out. Thanks for joining me today. Be back next Tuesday with another episode of the Relic Radio Show.